So you know what is completely quantifiable and a completely accurate way to rate things that's not going to get people upset in the comments? That's hype, ladies and gentlemen. That is hype. Hello and welcome to FTTR, I'm Hugh McQuaid, and today we are talking about WrestleMania 41. In particular, we are counting down or counting up every match based on hype. How hyped are we for these matches? How hyped are we for this card? We'll dive into that in just a little bit, but before we do, please subscribe, please like this video, please comment your thoughts down below, and I'll try and apply to every single one of them as we dive into this. Starting with the overall general hype for WrestleMania. I think the hype for this WrestleMania is a little bit non-existent. It's a little bit underwhelming, even with the John Cena heel turn, even with Roman versus Punk versus Seth. All of that stuff, to me, I have not felt as hyped as I was going into WrestleMania 40. And is that understandable? Because that was like one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time. It had one of the biggest finales to a story told in pro wrestling, with Cody Rhodes winning the title, and it had The Rock. It is probably never going to be on that level again. Might be like in 10 years or so, but building it back up and building a story to that level, it's really, really hard. But the overall cards were announced for WrestleMania, and one night does look stronger than the other, but I thought it would be interesting to run down my list of matches and how hyped I am for them, from the least hyped to the most hyped, and see if you guys agree. So, shall we just dive straight into this? First off, this is my own personal opinion. Do not come at me. Do not attack me. People are probably going to be very angry when I say what number 14 is because of one person in that match. So please be kind, please be nice, please be respectful, and let me know your list down in the comments. So shall we just dive into it with number 14? So the least hyped match for me on this WrestleMania card is for the women's tag team titles, and that is Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez taking on Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. I'm not hyped for this in the slightest. I can't remember the last time I was ever hyped for a women's tag title match, because they have been booked into the ground as something that we do not need to care about. I think it's a bit upsetting that the Intercontinental title isn't on the line here. I think it's a bit weird that Bayley's not doing something with Roxanne Perez, and they've just been thrown together as a Franken team to take on Liv and Raquel. Yeah, this doesn't excite me in the slightest. I would rather have seen Liv Morgan go for the Intercontinental title. The Intercontinental title is right there. So you could have done, there's a lot of three ways on here, there's a lot of multi-mans, do a multi-man for the Intercontinental title. The tag titles, again, booked into the ground, not excited. Let's move on. At number 13, we have Rey Mysterio taking on El Grande Americano. Now, this is a gimmick that has not sat right with me at all, really, particularly with how a lot of the luchadors in WWE have been positioned. It'll be a fine match. I think it'll be fine. It might have some comedy in there, but this isn't what I want Rey Mysterio or Chad Gable or El Grande Americano to be doing at WrestleMania. I think there's a Dragon Lee out there who could be involved in this match. Like, you could do so much more, but instead this is going to be goofy, silly nonsense for a story that I'm not particularly invested in, and yeah, just underwhelming all around. I don't think this is going to be as good as people are thinking it's going to be. At number 12, for the tag team titles, we have the War Raiders taking on the New Day. So this was announced pretty late in the day. I think it was announced the other day. I can't remember. I feel like, what is time anymore? I'm losing track of what time is. But this match, I think, if given enough time, could be really damn good. This could be really, really good. Like, they've completely bungled the New Day story ever since they turned heel on Big E. But I think putting the War Raiders and New Day together, you could have something really special here if they've given it enough time, if they manage to put together just a really fun match. We've seen the New Day have incredible matches. Their Hell in a Cell match, granted it was in like 2017 against the Usos, and their series with the Usos was awesome. So we know they've still got it in them. We know they can go. The War Raiders can go. They're one of the best tag teams in the world. So hopefully, given this enough time, this could be awesome. I just don't think the build has been there for me. And seeing the tag titles on SmackDown being relegated to SmackDown, the Motor City Machine Guns versus the Street Profits, I'd probably have rather have seen that match on WrestleMania. Coming in at number 11, we have Jacob Fatu taking on LA Knight. Yeah, this match I think will be pretty good. LA Knight was against AJ Styles last year. I'm pretty sure it was LA Knight versus AJ Styles. They had a really good match. Like, I do think LA Knight is underrated when it comes to his in-ring work. Yes, he can be a bit sloppy sometimes, but I think he's so charismatic and he is genuinely really good in the ring. And putting him in there with Jacob Fatu, I think you could be in for something really, really special here. The only thing holding this back for me is I'm not necessarily into Bloodline stuff. I'm kind of over Bloodline stuff. So even like New Bloodline, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, all that stuff, that's not necessarily what I'm gravitating towards in WWE at the moment. So that's the only reason this is quite far down. I think this will be a really good match. I think this has a chance to be the sleeper hit of the night if given enough time and enough Jacob Fatu. If given enough Jacob Fatu, I think people could walk away from WrestleMania just talking about this match, because I think it has the potential to be really damn good. Jacob Fatu potentially getting the US title. Yeah, I think this could be awesome. Coming in at number 10, we have Randy Orton versus Blank. Now, this was supposed to be Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens is unfortunately out injured, which is really, really sad. I hope he makes a swift recovery. I hope he's able to come back soon. And yeah, Randy Orton's never really been my guy, but I'm doing this for the sole reason that I hope this is the in-ring debut of Nick Aldis. I don't think it'll be the in-ring debut of Nick Aldis, but they've kind of been teasing it. They've been doing a lot of stuff to kind of hype up it might be Nick Aldis. I'd love to see it. I think you could do Randy Orton and Nick Aldis tagging against maybe members of the New Bloodline like Solo Sikoa and Tonga Loa or Tama Tonga, and having it that way. I really don't want to see Randy Orton in Bloodline stuff though. Like, just get him away, please. But I think if this is the debut of Nick Aldis, I think it's a really solid position to put him in. Put him in there with Randy Orton, who is reliable, and you could have something really, really fun here. That surprise factor, that mystery factor. They could pull a big swerve. It could be someone like, I don't know, Jeff Cobb or something like that. They could really like pull the rug out from under us and do a Cody Rhodes-esque debut because everyone's thinking it's going to be Nick Aldis. But yeah, I think this could be a really good match depending on who he's in the ring with. And yeah, interesting to see. Coming in at number 9, we have Jade Cargill versus Naomi. So Naomi has been amazing in this feud. I think she's been so good ever since the initial sort of heel turn, the initial revelation when Bianca was in the pod. Jade came down and started beating up Naomi in the Elimination Chamber. I think that was a really good angle. It was really well executed. And I think this feud has a lot of mileage in it and has a lot of good stuff. I think this could be really damn good. I think this, again, has potential to be sleeper hit of the night if given enough time and sort of Naomi and Jade working well together. I think this could be really good, and I hope it means brighter things on the horizon for Naomi. I hope she gets pushed into that world title scene and we could potentially get a Naomi reign, because I think she's been exceptional here. This should prove to everyone in the back that Naomi is still world championship material. Yeah, I think this has been a really solid feud. Coming in at number 8, we have Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. Now, this is as high up as it is on my list because of everything surrounding it. I think this does have the potential to be a great match. Charlotte versus Rhea Ripley is one of my favourite WrestleMania matches of all time. I know Charlotte has it in her to pull off an insane match. She's in there with Tiffany Stratton, who is really damn good. She had great matches with Becky Lynch. So I think there could be something magic here. The personal stuff and the going off script and the build and everything has been wild, chaotic, pretty bad, and pretty weird. So all of that surrounding this has made me quite excited in sort of a morbid way to see what this match is going to be like. I do genuinely think this is going to be really good, though. I think it's going to be a really good match, a really good showing for both women. And I hope Tiffany Stratton retains. But the outside stuff surrounding this has made me even more excited. But probably not in the right way, which is why it's as high as it is. So yeah, this could be an interesting one. Coming in at number 7, we have the Fatal 4-Way for the Intercontinental Championship match as Bron Breakker takes on Penta, who takes on Finn Balor, who takes on Dominic Mysterio. This could be crazy. Putting Bron Breakker in a 4-way at WrestleMania, I think this is going to be really, really fun. You've got Penta in there, you've got Finn, you've got Dom, who's just going to be like chewing the scenery as this little bastard just fucking escaping everyone, and eventually, I think, probably winning the Intercontinental title. I'm really excited for this. I think this is going to be... I've said this could be the sleeper hit. This doesn't necessarily mean it'll be a sleeper hit. I think this will just be a really damn good match that everyone's going to talk about following WrestleMania. I think this will over-deliver, and I hope this is the end of the Judgment Day as we know it. Balor and Dom split. Please. This could be really, really fun. Like, genuinely, I can't think of many great Fatal 4-Ways at WrestleMania off the top of my head. The only one that's coming to mind is the WrestleMania 2001, which I've not seen in a while. So, I think this could be great. There was also that 4-way, this is just a random thought, there was also that 4-way where Jinder Mahal won the United States title at WrestleMania 34, I think that was. That wasn't that good. And I think, no, ignore me. This match is going to be great. This match is going to be great. It's going to be really fun. Coming in at number 6, and this is where the arrows are going to fly at my head, and I'm going to have to dodge them to survive, because at number 6, I have got Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Now, CM Punk, for me, has been carrying most of this feud. He's the one I'm most interested to see. It's Roman sort of soap opera drama nonsense that I grew out of and sort of didn't do it for me at the tail end of the Bloodline stuff. It's Seth being overly goofy. It's sort of just, I don't know. I just don't think this match will be, I think it'll be great, but I don't think it's going to be for me. I think a lot of people are going to love this match and they're going to come out of this absolutely raving about it. I don't think it'll click necessarily for me, but I think I will be able to appreciate that this is a really good match. I'm intrigued to see what's going to happen here. I think the obvious thing is Heyman's going to side with Punk and we're going to lead to a Roman Punk feud. I think that's the obvious route they may go. Maybe we'll get Seth and Heyman if they really want to throw a curveball. But overall for me, I think it's going to be great. That's why it's so high on my list. I just don't think it's going to necessarily click for me. So yeah, don't come at me for that one. Coming in at number 5 is AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Now, this match is going to be great. I don't like Logan Paul. I think he's a prick. But this match is going to be awesome. It's AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Logan Paul, who has struggled to have bad matches in the matches that he's had. Like, he's probably had one of Roman's best matches. I loved that match so much. But he's in there with AJ Styles now. He's in there with one of the best wrestlers on the planet. I think this could be something really special and really fun. The way these two are going to work together, they're obviously going to both do phenomenal forearms at the same time, hit each other, recreate that spot. I think this is going to be a damn fun match, a damn good match as well, like a great wrestling match on a show that I don't think is going to have too many great wrestling matches. I think this is the one that could be the best wrestling match on the show, and that is why it is as high up as it is, because I want to see great wrestling on my WrestleMania. So yeah, I think in terms of professional wrestling, that's why this is as high as it is. Coming in at number 4, we have Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Now, this is as high up on my list as it is, because I think these two have great chemistry. Drew has been on a streak of sort of banger matches, and I really like the idea of Drew getting his win back at WrestleMania after Priest cashed in on him last year. I loved the match that he had with Seth Rollins last year. I've loved a lot of the character stuff that he's done, the Punk stuff. It's a bit of a shame he's been relegated to a sort of nothing Damian Priest feud, but I think they've managed to turn really good stuff out of it, like with the glass, like with the beatdowns and the brawls and everything like that. I think they've got something really good here, and if they can capture that lightning in the bottle, I think this could be one of the best matches of the entire show, of the entire weekend even. If they are given the time, if they are given the care, I think Drew will be able to put together a great match. And don't sleep on Damian Priest. Like, Damian Priest versus Gunther was one of my favourite matches of last year. Like, I love Damian Priest in the ring. I think he's really underrated. I'm excited for this. I really, really am. I just hope it gets given time, because these two could put on a bloody brawl if given the time. At number 3, we have what I think will be the best triple threat match of the weekend, and that is Io Sky versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley. This match, I think the build has done a disservice to it. No one knows who they're supposed to boo, who they're supposed to cheer, but I think when they get in the ring, I think this is going to be something really damn special, and I think it's going to be class. Io Sky in there with Bianca Belair, that is like a mouth-watering matchup, and Rhea Ripley in there as the tank. Just, it's going to be awesome. You're going to have the speed of Io and Bianca, and then the power of Bianca and Rhea. It's all going to add up to make this insane concoction of great wrestling, because this is going to be another great wrestling match. I hope it doesn't devolve into shenanigans of having people come down, maybe Damage Control come down. I hope there's like no interference in this. They get 20 plus minutes and they just get to go, because if you give them, I've said that a lot, but if you give them the time, this could be an all-timer triple threat, and I genuinely believe that it should have main evented night 1, in my opinion. Okay, we are down to the top 2. And number 2 is not what you think. Number 2 for me is Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. Now, I've got a few reasons for this. The first one being, I don't think the match is going to be that good. I'm going to throw it out there. I don't think John Cena has suddenly learned to work amazingly as a heel. I don't think that's going to be the case. I could be proven wrong, but John Cena's first match as a heel, the intrigue surrounding The Rock, Cody Rhodes potentially losing the title, John Cena ruining wrestling, that is enough to get it to number 2. I think they've done just enough. They could have done more, but I think they've done just enough in this build to make it feel like a big-time main event. I just think it's going to be not a good match. I think the post-match stuff is going to be really fun. I think you're probably going to get a Rock appearance. I think you're going to get a great heel thing from Cena closing off the weekend. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm super intrigued by this. Super hyped going into it. I think, yeah, this could be one of those main events that talked about for a while if executed correctly, because you've got the two faces of the company, the former face of the company versus the new face of the company. Like, it is era versus era, and I think if executed right, this could be an all-timer. And coming in at number 1, you probably didn't think I was going to say this, but the more I've thought about this and thought about doing this list, I was like, you know what? I have reasons for putting this at number 1, and it is Jey Uso versus Gunther. The first reason is that I think the best angle leading up to WrestleMania was the beatdown of Jimmy Uso. That made Gunther look like an absolute killer and made him feel like an unstoppable badass. The other reason is I think people have got their expectations sort of so low for this that I think it's going to exceed all of them. I think people's expectations of Jey versus Gunther is like, it's not going to be a good match. I think Gunther is going to get the best out of Jey Uso. Like, they've had decent matches before, but I think the pressure of being on the big stage, this potentially being Jey Uso's first world title win, I think that this is going to be something special. And I don't particularly like Jey Uso. Oh my god. I don't particularly like Jimmy Uso either. I don't mind the Usos, they're alright. I love Gunther. Absolutely love Gunther. Ever since, he's behind my head somewhere. He's over there. Walter. Right there. He's been not a great world champion. It's not been a great reign. But this could be the one. I genuinely think it could be. I may be in the fucking minority on this. I think this match is going to be great. And if it is great, you guys, tell them I sent you. Tell them I sent you. I'm probably going to be wrong, though. I'm probably going to be really hyped for this because it's number 1. And I'm probably going to be wrong. But that rounds out my list. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Which match are you most excited for on WrestleMania? Let me know and I'll try to apply to every single one of them. Thank you all ever so much for your support and have a nice day.